in thinking that the flashes are going to be able to get the KOs they need early on to force out the revives and give them that advantage to start the game. What do you think about that 5 flash? I mean, I don't know. I've never seen it in Dominion so far, from casting 3 or 4 of these tournaments so far.
I'm just hoping some exciting things will come of it. I know Aonico runs Ghost, which is very rare, but I've seen him do some very nice jukes with it. I hope the same will come out of the flashes.
Yeah, it is rare to see a flash. You don't see a lot of ignites. There are always revives, and there are always exhausts.
Yes.
Like you said earlier, the cleanse coming out on Noob V3 there on the Kale suggests that it's going to be the attack damage Kale, because you need your auto attacks to do consistent strong damage. So she'll be using it to drop off some of that CC on her, whether it be a Morgana Shackle or something like that, where they're just diving in on top of her. Nobody ran exhaust, so she doesn't have an exhaust that she's going to have to cleanse. She didn't know that coming into it. I don't think she would have gone cleanse if she had known they would go 0 exhaust on her team.
You're right. I'd like to take a moment to plug the mana potion on Annie. It's a very strong option.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of mana potions either. She did go with the Prospector's Ring as well, which gives you the 10 mana per 5 there. And, ooh, big damage coming out on Earth Dead, eating all of the CC there. Shin James getting the Black Shield, the first one to come down. These spears coming across, doing a good amount of damage. I mean, one spear, even at level 4, chunks you down. And there you see it, I Am God, barely living, dodging that binding there. And the poke war is about even right now. But another spear being taken by the Annie, who's sitting up front there. And that's going to start pushing them back. The red team, remember, does have all flashes. So if they did want to flash, they could get the kills easily. Annie coming up behind, putting the damage on Silent Death here. We're going to have the engagement. The exhaust coming down on a White Cat. That's going to be the end of him. The Zyra going down as well. Shin James now flashing away, but still going to die. A waste of flash there. And Black Dialo going to be able to get the kill onto Morgana. Actually, Andy picking up that kill. And what a good job coming around the backside there, not eating a binding, not eating a spear, and just sneaking around back to drop in that AoE stun on those champions, the squishy ones there.
I think one major problem was that the Zyra managed to hit 4 people with her passive, which would have done over 100 true damage to each.
Yeah, it's actually 180 true damage at her level. And if you drop that across an entire team, that's almost 1,000 damage. Well, it would be closer to 800 damage because there's not a 5th person up top. But meanwhile, down bottom, the Kale getting the drop onto White Cat, grabbing that cap very early, not having to burn a revive. Xin also did not burn a revive either. Nobody revived to get down there to help out the Cho'Gath, and they kind of just let that point go. I think that was kind of a mistake there. They should have definitely used a revive to stop that cap.
I think the push was sufficiently strong that if Cho'Gath had revived, he'd have gotten himself into another 1v1, and he probably wasn't confident of winning that.
Yeah, he's having problems so far. Black Dial taking a good amount of damage there. The Cyclone coming down, though, getting the kill onto Jarvan. Pantheon coming around behind, trying to help out the Annie, who's being jumped on by White Cat, going to pick up that kill for Xin Zhao. The Neutralize is coming out for the red team. Earthdread taking all that poke. They're doing a good job with the Nidalee Spears and the bindings. Zyra jumping in here. Stranglethor coming down. There is a level 6 there. She does pop out the Shoal Shackles, putting a good amount of damage down, but drops before the second proc goes down. Silent Death going down to Wukong as he comes back up. Did use the revive on Wukong and Annie, and they're going to get 1 kill for each of their revives and hold this top point. But the bottom point, Cho'Gath chased. He chased all the way in onto Noob V3. Pantheon's dropping in. If Kale can get a heal and a slow onto that Cho'Gath, they'll get it, but they look like they're not going to go after that. They're probably going to come over and take this bottom turret here. The Boneyard being left kind of undone, and Hat-Trick making the mistake of trying to cap it there. They came up right behind him, had a very easy free kill, and now it's going to be 2v2 coming down here with the Pantheon teeing off with Xin Zhao. I don't think that they're going to want to fight this. Kale got way too low from the spears out of that Nidalee. And those are only going to get stronger. If she continues to land them, they're going to be devastating when it comes down to poking each other. Meanwhile, up top, it looks like they're coming back around. Inoko in a lot of trouble here, though. Not a good choice that time to backdoor them. Didn't have the support from the Annie and the Wukong there. So it looks like they're going to have to play defensive. Cho'Gath is actually moving up top right now. The pings are coming out. They do know that he's coming. And Kale is going to go 1v1 versus Nidalee down bottom.
I think that's going to go quite badly. Nidalee is quite squishy right now, and Kale has substantially more farm than she does.
Ooh, a good Cyclone coming out down top. Shin in a lot of trouble. Annie able to grab the kill there, doing a lot of work. White Cat, the next target, not going down though. Hat Trick though, walking up to try to help. The Tibbers just dropping down. A Panda Bear loaded with fireworks, just putting a KO on that little tiny raptor. The problem with Cho on this map is it's really hard to retain stacks because of how often you fight and how often you die on this map. Not to say that you can stay alive for a long time, but you don't have that laning phase or a jungle where you can just feast up your stacks and then come to lane with a ton of bonus HP.
Cho is going back bot right now.
Yeah, he did go back bot. Kale looks like might be swinging up top with the speed shrines here, or go for the drill. Nope, he's going to back right there after getting the speed shrine.
I
And
think
now they
this
come with
Nidalee...
Stranglethorn coming down, getting the knock-up on Shin James, going to die right there. It is a 4v2 now as Nidalee goes to backdoor the refinery.
I think this Nidalee would feel much safer if she had slightly more bushwhack coverage. She has a point in that skill right now.
Yeah, I only see the one trap actually out on the map right now as they dove down on top of the Xin Zhao and Morgana, picking up another 2 easy kills there. Morgana tried to use the Shoal Shackles, was not enough. Pantheon has his jump up. I think they're going to be able to get this turret here. They haven't interrupted the Pantheon. They have all the minions in the world. Defensive Garrison coming down, and they're going to jump right onto Shin James. Cataclysm for the dunk, but the tower and Pantheon are too strong there. And they're going to trade a 1-for-1, but they're going to get that cap. They have the 10% damage buff, and they're really starting to command the lead, even though Nidalee's running around trying to backdoor the other turrets.
Builds are fairly standard at the moment, although Xin Zhao has boots 5, Morgana is rushing a hat, and the Zara has very heavily prioritized move speed.
Yeah, Zyra looks like she wants to get in there and do as much damage as possible. That 3-talon strike, a great job there, easily picking up the kill with the ultimate out of Xin Zhao. And now it's a 2v1. Earthdead not going to be able to do much against those two. Too much knock-up out of that pair. Meanwhile, Cho'Gath going 1v1 versus the Kale down bottom. Kale not even running back to the turret, actually, just jumping onto Hat Trick, putting the damage down. Does have Morgana coming in to help. See if we can get a bind. The bind is going to whiff. The Black Shield's going to come down to Hat Trick, but kind of a wasted Black Shield. There was no magic damage coming out towards him. Now they're both on cooldown, and Kale's doing a good job zoning the 1v2.
Kale's running a lantern, which is helping her deny Cho the use of the bushes when he wants to wait for cooldowns.
Yeah, a very strong item we didn't see in the last game. The Lantern being able to grab that bush vision, which everybody's lacking in Dominion because there are no wards.
Red team's captured the boneyard.
Now, what are they trying to posture to do right now?
Annie is in lane, so Purple is trying to pick a fight while they know they might have more people.
Ooh, a double kill coming out from the Soul Shackle there on Morgana. Nidalee helping out. Morgana did go down to the Stranglethorn, excuse me, and now Hat Trick grabbing the Speed Shrine, trying to get away, see if he can land the Rupture. He's going to need it. The Cyclone is there. The knock-up is down, and Hat Trick is going to go down to this Wukong. No! Drops the flash to escape. Meanwhile, Nidalee went straight up towards the refinery and is going to get the full cap on this back door as they don't have a revive up to stop her from grabbing that.
Annie managed to duel Jarvan and kill him in lane up top.
Music is off. I forgot that he usually runs, he likes to run the background music volume. See if I can turn it up for you guys.
Blue team has captured the refinery.
Nidalee's taken it on herself to be her team's map control person, picking up a Twin Shadows and Boots 5.
Oh, it looks like they're trying to disengage. Noob Fisher in a lot of trouble here, though. Going to drop to another spear there. They try to go down for the Blues point, and were very unsuccessful because Pantheon dropped in. That mobility being very strong and not even needing to actually drop in and land on somebody, but just having that extra person there to deter is strong enough. And you do see the Kale going AD. You were right about that in Champ Select for sure. What does Red Team need to do to try to get back into this game? They're almost out of it now.
Their team fighting is substantially weaker unless Morgana's ultimate is on cooldown. I see Blue Team is... Well, they could use more Nidalee bushwhacks, and they... To be honest, they picked a Nidalee, so they probably do need to play around her and her ability to take teams low in the jungle. And if they can do that, then they can use Jarvan and Zin's burst, covered by Morgana, to take people out and then take points. Jarvan and Zin are also very good gankers, and Kayle is squishy, although she does have her ultimate.
Yeah, the Wukong doing a very good job at defending there, actually grabbing the kill onto the Xin Zhao. I thought the Xin Zhao had the upper hand, but the additional attack from Wukong there, dropping the armor, was enough to get the kill. Meanwhile, Nidalee just kind of roaming around the middle of the map, running that kind of mobile ward. She has a Storm Shroud. She's dropping the free spears in there. It looks like they're going to rotate top. Red dropping the pings down. White Cat eating the root there, jumping in onto the Annie. A silence missing. Stranglethorn coming down. Xin Zhao's going to drop. Hat Trick now in a lot of trouble. I think he's trying to get in there and do another silence, but it was still on cooldown. And meanwhile, Nidalee going for another backdoor, trying to do whatever they can to neutralize the bleeding of points they have right now.
I feel that Nidalee could do quite a lot better. She's built very tanky on a skirmishing champion, and her team would profit a lot from good use of bushwhack.
Oh, Noob Fisher in trouble up here on top. I'm God with that Annie, doing a very good job at bursting people down. A big fight coming down here at the bottom. They're trying to defend this last point, but it is 3-1 points right now. Hat Trick eating that full Cyclone. Wukong picking up the rest of that kill. White Cat just jumping in and trying to make something happen, but Pantheon stun and another kill for Wukong. Wukong rocking 8-5 and 8 right now, doing everything needed to push this game even further in Blue's favor.
Patience is really important here. Morgana would have actually won the fight with Annie if she'd waited the 3 seconds for her ult to come back up.
Yeah, they are.
And here, Din Zhao dived in and died before his team could respawn to assist him.
Yeah, they're going to grab a couple more kills right there. They actually got a neutralize on the drill. That is going to be the end of the game. And Blue really putting a strong showing and kind of dropping some lessons on the red team here. The flashes really didn't make that much of a difference. I only saw one flash that kind of changed the fight, and it was only when it was kind of like too little too late. 14-minute game, pretty quickly going down. The builds looking like normal builds, except for I feel like Nidalee's build is kind of far off where she needed to be or help her team there.
I'm not sure what Morgana's going for. What's another item that builds out of Kage's?
They don't have the DFG doesn't use Kage's anymore. I believe the what's it called? The Twin Shadows builds out of Kage's.
Okay.
Which might be useful to reveal people in the bushes, to close that gap a little bit, and possibly grab a good binding. But I don't know why you'd buy 2 Kages. I mean, you don't get the double gold. It might have been a last-ditch effort, although I think it's almost the same price as a Blasting Wand. So I'm not sure why she did to grab the 2 there.
Yes, I think apart from that, builds are fairly standard. Jarvan and Xin would probably actually benefit more from... They could actually try the new Zeke's. It would actually be quite strong stacked, and it would give them some very useful CDR.